Not the best first day of a Democratic National Convention yesterday, but also not terrible given the horrifying reality of what it is that's going on. We had First Lady Michelle Obama talking about the importance and significance of a woman as the Democratic nominee. We had a bunch of people that emailed in saying, oh, Michelle Obama and Bernie and everyone really pushed party unity and now everybody is together. There was definitely a very significant coordinated attempt to push unity, but it wasn't all that I saw. Bernie Sanders had to wait several minutes before speaking, ultimately saying that Hillary must win. It cannot be Trump. But Lewis, I didn't time it, but several minutes standing ovation during which Bernie tried to start his speech and was unable to. Interesting optics for sure.
Yeah, it's still good for those who somehow, for some reason, might not know who Bernie is yet, or or unaware of his message. I mean, more exposure, the better.
Bernie Sanders did do a good job, though.
Yeah, he did a good job, and he said what needed to be said.
He did what was expected in terms of framing the election in the context of fighting for the middle class, of not electing Donald Trump. The problem was the skepticism in the room that Hillary Clinton was the right person to be doing that. This was a bit of video from his earlier speech to delegates. This was not Bernie's primetime speech. It was an earlier speech to delegates. And when he said we should support Hillary Clinton, quite a bit of booing in the room.
Immediately, right now, we have got to defeat Donald Trump. And we have got to elect Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine.
Yeah. And then at the primetime DNC speech at night, much more positive by then, at least to some degree. Here's a clip of that.
By these measures, any objective observer will conclude that based on her ideas and her leadership, Hillary Clinton must become the next president of the United States.
As our correspondents on the ground will likely tell us later, much more positivity during the actual primetime Bernie Sanders speech to the General Convention. Now, this is one of the moments that has gotten the most attention, negative attention from some, positive attention from others. Comedian and actress Sarah Silverman saying that the Bernie or bust movement does not make sense. Here is a clip of that making its rounds quite heavily.
Hillary. Hillary.
The Bernie, can I just say, to the Bernie or bust people, you're being ridiculous. They told us to stretch, so I figured I'd add that. They made me cut off my speech, and now we have to stretch.
Yeah. So, Lewis, not exactly the best optics, right? I mean, making a point that many people agree with, which is, okay, I'd like Bernie to have been the nominee. Clearly, the DNC was disgustingly and dishonestly unfair as far as their supposed but obviously non-existent neutrality during this process. But Donald Trump cannot be president of the United States. My concern, though, Lewis, is campaigns heavily focused on voting against the opponent don't often work, and it's going to require some actual unity behind Hillary Clinton to prevent Trump from being president of the United States.
Well, the funny thing is that it seems that most of Trump's campaign is doing the same thing. Hillary's so bad, we can't let Hillary win. She's a liar, crooked Hillary. Yeah, I mean, it seems like this whole thing feels like a salvage attempt because of the leaks. But Silverman is right. I mean, the Bernie or busters, if they are kind of being ridiculous, and it is about not letting Trump win because that would be a disaster.
The problem, though, Lewis, is that the credibility now is so low because, of course, Hillary knew about what the DNC was doing. A lot of those emails about the discussion on strategy involved both the Hillary campaign and the DNC. So there's no more plausible deniability that, okay, whatever it was that happened during the primary, we can now get past and say, hey, Hillary won, because there is doubt now about, okay, fine, maybe Bernie would not have actually won, but we did not have an even-handed arbiter in the DNC. And Bernie Sanders went up there and did the best he could to sort of connect Hillary Clinton to a progressive agenda in terms of rhetoric and trying to get some progressive commitments from Hillary Clinton. But the context has not made people particularly receptive to this. There were some loud Bernie or busters before the leak saying never Hillary, but the polls told us that somewhere between 75 and 85% of them had already decided that they were going to be voting for Hillary in November. We will talk to our correspondent later today to see if that sense has changed.